Today's video is a bit of a personal one. It's a bit of a sensitive one, a little bit emotional, because it's about a topic that is affecting me personally, something that I'm currently experiencing. So I decided to be a bit vulnerable and also build a little bit of community and letting girls know that they are not alone in this. So as you can see from the title, we are going to be discussing menstruation and mental health. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel if you have. If you haven't, I hope you feel inclined to along the way. Thank you so much for watching my previous videos, and thank you for tuning into this one. So for today guys, I really wanted to touch base on a topic that I haven't really seen a lot of conversation about, and a lot of conversation on a more personal level as well. I feel like it's a change that's come into my life, a drastic change, and I just know for a fact through talking to a few of my girls, through researching, that a lot of girls are experiencing this, especially as they get older, as we're crossing into childbearing age, whatever that means. And I just know that there was a time for me that I felt super lost, super dark, and part of that was because I felt alone. I felt isolated, and I felt like I couldn't understand why these things were happening and who I could talk to about these things. So I would love to touch on menstruation and how that affects our mental health. And then I would like to talk a little bit about my experience with severe PMS, PMDD, and things that I have been doing to assist myself during this time of the month. So let's get into it firstly with a few definitions. I want to put out the disclaimer that I am not a medical professional. I'm not the end all be all. I'm not Google. I don't know everything. I always do my best to do my research before I come on here and talk, because I definitely don't want to spill misinformation. But I always would love to advise people to also do their own research. Also seek medical guidance if you can, even though I know that that's a luxury in itself, to be able to go to the GP, like literally €60 to speak to the GP for 10 minutes. It doesn't eat. It's not giving whatsoever. Ooh, it's warm in my room. But if you do have that luxury, I would really push you towards speaking to a medical professional if you feel that you can relate to anything that I talk about today in this video. If not, please do take on some of the tips that I will be giving out today, and let me know how you feel, if they relate to you in any way. The definition of PMS is defined as a group of physical and emotional symptoms that start 1 to 2 weeks before your period. Most women have at least some symptoms of PMS, and the symptoms go away after their period starts. The symptoms may range from mild to severe. Now I'm going to read to you guys some of the symptoms of PMS, okay? Tension or anxiety, depressed mood, crying spells, mood swings and irritability or anger, appetite changes and food cravings, trouble falling asleep, social withdrawal, poor connection. So a lot of us could probably relate to PMS in one of those symptoms in any way that you could possibly relate to 2, 3, 4, a few of those symptoms when your cycle is about to come on. A lot of us talk about how emotional we get. We feel like we want to cry over every little thing. We might get tense, might be beefing with our partners, might be tussling a little bit. We talk about it, but for a few of us, this can go to a bit of a darker place, a more intense place, a lower place. And I know that has been my experience, especially for the past 6-7 months, that every single month my life flips upside down. Everything that I have a love for and interest for completely crumbles. My routine is out the window. My interests out the window. I am a wreck, literally a wreck. I don't really know how to describe it, other than feeling like a shell of myself, feeling besides myself. And when I really noticed that, wow, there's an ongoing pattern here that I can't hold on to anything for more than 2 to 3 weeks. Every time my cycle's coming around, I'm thrown into the pits of hell. What the hell is going on with me? And so I decided to do some research and look into PMS, because I kind of linked it to my period, and I saw that every time my period was coming on, I would go through this, but I just wasn't settled in that. It didn't feel comfortable. It didn't make me feel good to know that my period is making me experience this. I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't happy with it. So I did some research and I looked into PMDD. Now guys, I am not diagnosed by a professional with PMDD, so I don't say I experience it, but I do say that I experience the symptoms of PMDD. Okay, so the symptoms are depressed mood, sadness, hopelessness, and feelings of worthlessness, increased anxiety, tension, or the feeling of being on edge all the time, mood swings, self-critical thoughts, increased sensitivity to rejection, frequent or sudden tearfulness, increased irritability or anger, or both. Depression or feelings of hopelessness, thoughts of unaliving, intense anger and conflict with other people. So when I read these symptoms, I related to every single symptom. It was sad. It was shocking that I literally ticked the box on every single symptom under PMDD, but at the same time, I felt a sort of a relief. I don't know why, but I felt as though, okay, I'm not crazy, I'm not bugging, because literally guys, I had labeled myself as manic, things that you shouldn't, self-diagnose or label yourself as, but I literally thought I was losing myself. I did not understand why every grasp of life that I had would go out the window every single month. I would lose my will to be here. I would start to look at myself like, girl, don't nobody want you here. Don't nobody want you here. You don't even want to be here. What do you contribute to here? Like here. What do you contribute to here? Don't nobody want you around. There's no use for you. And then I'm someone who's always fixated on the future. So I would start thinking things like, your future is gonna be like horrible. You don't have a future. And then a few days would go by and I would be fine. And I just was not comfortable with the levels of darkness that I was going to every single month. So I began to do my research. I began to look into it. And it came to me that a lot of women are actually experiencing this, but no one's really talking about it. No one's talking about the effect because it's something that we think is a rite of passage of womanhood and having a period. And so this is what we have to do. This is what we have to deal with. We have a cycle that comes with it. I don't personally agree with it. I think that it's good to discuss things. I think it's good to kind of look for solutions. And I am someone who's kind of solution based, like, especially with some of the things that I've been through, guys. Like, I have struggled with unaliving ideations for a lot of years. And so I kind of made like a commitment to myself that I would fight for myself. And I'm not going out without a fight. And we gonna tussle. Me and life, we're gonna tussle. But I'm not going out without a fight. So I started to look into the things that I could do before seeking going down like the medicinal route of like contraception or is it mood enhancing drugs as well. I started looking at things I could do before having to reach that point, and I can tell you guys hands down, I have seen a change in my cycle over the past few cycles. Also, I want to throw in, guys, my girls that are sitting around eating cups full of ice. Yeah, you're eating cups full of ice every day. You're chewing ice like it's food. You're chewing all these substances. You are anemic. You are severely anemic. And for me, not only was I doing that, my periods, dear Lord. So you guys have to understand, my periods are so heavy, like abnormally heavy. The girlies would go to the toilet and they would get their little pad and they would put their pad on, and that's their pad. I'm wearing 4 pads, bro. I'm wearing 4 pads. No word of a lie. I'm wearing a nappy to bed. The S plus tampon, 1 hour, 2 hours, she's done. Like, my periods were abnormally heavy, and I just thought, this is a period, this is normal. I didn't really talk about it until I got much older. So this extremely abnormal heavy period, coupled with the severe PMS symptoms that I'm experiencing, just made my life a living hell. Like a living hell. I used to say to my friends, like, bro, after I have kids, bro, they can lock off my uterus, they can lock her off. Like, I don't need her. Like, I'm not attached to her. She can go. Like, literally, she can go. And so I just want to leave this little note. My girlies who are chomping down on ice, please go and get a blood test. I know, again, another luxury, but I got my bloods done for, I think, €30 at my GP. So if you can put some money to the side, get a blood test. If you have abnormally heavy periods, get a blood test. It's not normal to have to wear 4 pads. It's not normal. No, it's not. It's not normal to have cramps that make you feel like you are going to faint, and maybe even possibly faint. Nausea, all these things, you can't get out of bed. It's not normal. I ended up getting a blood test, finding out what I was deficient in, and I'm still in the process of getting bloods. I just got my bloods done last week. For the last 6 to 7 months, I've been on tranexamic acid. That is a medication that reduces the blood on your cycle. So my periods now are much lighter, but I have to take this medication every single month. I'm in and out of the GP and hospital seeing what I can do to help with my cycles, what needs to be looked at. So health is wealth, guys. I literally didn't talk about things. I literally thought, this is what I have to go through. This is womanhood. Girl, nobody die of womanhood though. Not well, many have, but I just, like, you don't have to bear it all because you're a girl. Like, no, like, seek help, talk to people. If you are experiencing these symptoms, if you are experiencing the symptoms of PMS, PMDD, you are not alone, and it's not something that you have to bear on your own. So I really want to talk to you guys about some of the things that I've incorporated into my life to assist me with the symptoms of PMDD, and things that I have had to make an active effort to do, which is annoying. And the whole thing is annoying. The whole thing is sad. It's annoying that we have to work day and night, like a dog, to even feel normal, to have a good quality of life. But if you are like me, who just feels like, I'm here, I'm not going down without a fight, I'm gonna fight for myself, the life that I want to live, and I have a duty of care to myself, to take care of myself, then I'm going to share with you guys a few tips that I've incorporated into my personal day-to-day life that have helped me. Like, I can definitely tell you guys, they have helped me when my cycle is about to come on. But I do want to raise that it's still an ongoing battle. It's nothing that I feel like I'm cured from. It's nothing that I feel like I have the answers to. No, not at all. I wish I did. And that's why I will always encourage you guys to speak to a professional if you do have the luxury to do your own personal research for yourself. But this video for me is just to raise awareness, to let the girlies know that certain things shouldn't be turned a blind eye to. You don't have to suffer, and you definitely don't have to suffer on your own or in silence. So yeah, let's get into it. So tip number 1 that I've been doing, guys, tracking your PMS in the Flow app. Okay, so a lot of us use the Flow app or whatever period tracking app they use to track your cycles. A good benefit of tracking your cycle is that you can also track your PMS. I'm using my phone to record. If not, I will show you guys. Maybe I'll do a screen recording maybe and put it in if I can. But one thing that I do is I start to put my thoughts, my feelings into the Flow app when they start to come on. And doing this in the previous months has now given me a grasp of when the PMS is going to begin, when the symptoms are going to start. So I'm aware. Being aware has changed a lot for me, because I was in a stage of feeling so caught off guard, like literally feeling the feelings of hopelessness, worthlessness, feeling lost, like just feeling so out of your own body, literally. And so being able to go into the calendar or the Flow app tracking and see, okay, around this time last month I had these feelings too. Okay, this is what's coming for me, and that kind of sets me up to know what I can do, or kind of just gives me a sense of like, okay, breathe, like it's not out of control. I still have a little bit of a grasp on this. I know what's coming. I know that during this time I need to be a bit more gracious with myself. And that brings me on to my point number 2, guys. Do not deny yourself of your feelings during this time. Do not negate your feelings. Do not deny yourself of the opportunity to release. Do not repress. Stop the negative talk. I battle with that a lot. I'm the first person, when I started going through this a couple months ago, like the really bad symptoms of like unaliving and depression and worthlessness, I really was in my negative talk bag like crazy. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, get a grip. Like, why are you letting these small things get you down like that? Like, talking to myself crazy, literally. Throw the negative talk out of the window. Throw it out the window. And I know it's easier said than done, but I literally check myself when I do. And I have some friends who are like, hey, don't talk like that to yourself, don't say that to yourself. Like, we're very like on it as well, like, hey, don't talk to yourself like that, literally. And literally, be easy with yourself, be gracious with yourself. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. It's okay. Like, your emotions, you're not crazy, you're not you have the emotions for a reason. Just because they might be a little heightened during this time doesn't mean they're invalid. You know, there's still something that you should recognize, and you should, you know, ease yourself through. You should care for yourself through. So please do not try to repress. I know we have to live our lives. I know we have to go to work. I was definitely someone who used to be in the toilets crying. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get it out. Tear. I'm gonna cry it out. Let it be. Go back to my desk. Like, I'm not gonna repress myself into a breakdown. That's just one thing I'm not gonna do. So I would really encourage you guys to please listen to yourself. Don't brush yourself off, because all it's going to do is build up more and more. Vitamins. I am a big vitamin and supplements advocate, guys. It could be placebo, I don't know, but I personally have had a blood test, so I know the vitamins that I am deficient in. So topping up on these vitamins, obviously through the month, but especially during the time of PMS and the time of my cycle, has improved, because there is something about when you are taking care of your physicality, it does kind of translate into the mental. Like, guys, they didn't lie. Taking care of your body, it does kind of translate a little bit into the mental. They didn't lie about that, unfortunately. And so for me, I am deficient. I told you guys I'm anemic, so iron, I was deficient in vitamin D, so I've been taking vitamin D and folic acid, and I've also incorporated vitamin B6. And I'm actually going to read to you guys from Holland and Barrett's. They actually have a whole article about, can supplements ease premenstrual symptoms? And I'm actually going to put this document in the bio so you guys can read what vitamins you guys should incorporate into your daily life to help you guys with PMS. So for me, that takes B6 and vitamin D. I'm going to read to you guys what they do, but also some of the other vitamins that are called out here is evening primrose oil, starflower oil, omega-3. That's something I take time to time. Calcium, vitamin D, vitamin B6, magnesium, Agnes cassis. I've never heard of that. But when it comes to vitamin D plays a vital role in maintaining our general health and well-being, from supporting bone health and immune function to boosting mood. Okay, in addition to its better known benefits, some women also use vitamin D supplementation to help with PMS symptoms. A large clinical study of 897 participants in 2019 showed a reduction in the incidence of PMS symptoms, such as backache and mood changes, after treatment with high-dose vitamin D supplements. After treatment, the prevalence of PMS was reduced by 10.1%. Vitamin B6. The B family complex is responsible for more than 100 enzyme reactions in the body, including creating neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that carry information between your brain cells. Vitamin B6 plays a vital role in the pathway of serotonin production, guys, the chemical messenger that helps control your moods. In a classic study published in the British Medical Journal back in 1999, researchers found that taking vitamin B6, oh Josh, she's tired. Guys, I'm recovering from a cold. I'm tired. Like, taking vitamin B6 could help soothe PMS symptoms and improve the low mood often associated with premenstrual syndrome. Okay, so this is proven. Okay, like I was saying, yeah, there could be some placebo, but this is proven. I'm going to leave this article in the bio because I really want you guys to think of incorporating vitamins into your daily life to help with PMS, to help with your cycles. And I also want to throw out there that get your bloods done. See if there's anything that's going on with your bloods that could be affecting you as well. Me being like, guys, when I tell you my hemoglobin levels were so low, my auntie that's a doctor was literally wondering how I've been coping, like how I've been walking around like I was, again, take a shot for how many times I've said this, a shell of myself, literally. Now that I'm taking my iron, I'm taking my vitamin D, I'm taking my folic acid, I'm taking my vitamin B6, I am feeling changes in my body. I am. And I wish that it was something I started sooner, actually. Next up, guys, journaling. Get yourself into journaling, guys. Release. There is something about getting your thoughts out of your head, materializing them, that is a great process of dealing with whatever's going on in your head. I'm someone who sometimes my thoughts are jumbled. I don't know what's going on. I wish that I could have a better grasp on what I'm thinking at the moment. If I get a pen and paper, before I know it, I've spilled everything out, and I'm able to find some sort of resolve to what's going on with me. And it's not always to find the resolve. Sometimes it's just to release. It's literally to just get the thoughts out of your head. Because like I said, guys, sometimes you can be your own worst nightmare at times. And sometimes the negative talk can be really intense, but also when things are good. Journal when things are good. That's super important too. And guys, there's no rules to journaling. Don't let these people tell you, oh yeah, you need to get this planner off Amazon, you need to like get the best journal. Guys, yes, I am someone who likes pen to paper. I do like pen to paper, but also if I don't feel like it, I'll get my phone out, I'll record straight into my voice notes, I'll type into my notes app on my phone. It's just about getting it out. It's about tracking your thoughts. And guys, when I read back some of my journal entries from, the last few months, I'm scared. I'm in tears almost. Shout out to Nini Leaks. I'm in tears almost, literally. Like, it's really bad. But it also has been a really good signal to me, the areas of my life that were causing me a bit of distress, and just being aware of them. I am kind of a fixer. I do like to see what I can do, how I can fix myself, but sometimes just sitting in things as well, allowing yourself time to heal. Journaling just kind of gives you a navigation of where you are as a person. And I really think that during PMS and dealing with symptoms of PMDD, you can kind of have your eyes opened to the areas of your life that are causing you distress that maybe you've been repressing at other times during the month. Maybe you have been ignoring them, negating them, or maybe there's just some areas that that, okay, I don't need to be dealing with this anymore. I don't need to be causing myself harm, worrying about this, so. It's just a really good text or a really good insight into where your heart lies. So I would really encourage everyone to journal. Okay, guys, and last but not least, community, which is what we're doing here, which is what I will encourage you guys to do. Now, I'm someone who really struggled. If you knew me previously, I want to actually apologize, because I used to be quite a closed off person. I still something I struggle with, because I just was someone who dealt with a lot of things on her own growing up. And so I kind of was guarded as a person, so it would be hard for me to talk about my feelings and what I'm experiencing. But in the past few months, I've really been making it my priority to talk about how I'm feeling. Like, you will be surprised. Your friends care a lot. Like, your friends really, really care. And if they don't, fuck them, that's a whole nother topic. But reaching out to family and friends, expressing what you're going through, I started talking about it so much more. I started being so much more open and more vulnerable about what I'm experiencing. And it's only been a help to me. I live back at home now, so sometimes I just go to my mom's room, I just sit with her, and I just cry. And yeah, she's worried, and yeah, she's like, what's going on? But she checks up on me, she follows up with me. Like, I love that lady to pieces, honestly. My boyfriend as well, he's very much involved with what's going on with me and my cycle. My friends, like, when I opened up about guys, like, I don't know what's going on with me, this is what I'm experiencing. Some of them were able to open up to me too, like, girl, yes, I'm experiencing the same thing. Or some of them like, girl, did you try this, did you try that? Having that sense of community, guys. I've said it 1,000 times, but sometimes you can't always self-soothe. you cannot always self-soothe. I'm a number one general self-soother. Number one, that's me. But you can't always self-soothe, guys. There is something very beautiful in building a community, and also kind of knowing that you are having a shared experience with other people. There is something very comforting about that to me. It doesn't take the pain away, but knowing that there's women out there, and they can relate to me, you know, they're having a lived-in experience with me as well. So when I started looking it up on TikTok, I started looking up on Google, everything like that, I was able to learn new stuff. You know, for me, researching it, that's how I learned about taking vitamins, you know, getting energy poured back into you. So when you're low, you're getting those good vibrations poured back into you. Okay, guys, that is all from me today. I hope that I have been able to make any girl out there feel heard, feel seen. Severe PMS, PMDD is something that a lot of women will experience in their life, and I would love for us to be able to have more open and visible conversations about this. If there's anything that I can do to build a community around this, please do guys let me know, and please sound off in the comments and let me know if I've been able to help you in any way with this video. And I once again want to encourage you guys, please take care of yourselves. If you have the luxury to see a medical professional on any of the symptoms in this video, especially the anemic girls, if anything that I said sounds like you, please do seek medical guidance if you can. Please do take on these tips. And guys, if you really do feel like you are someone who maybe has to take the next step and look into contraceptions or mood enhancing drugs, please do not feel afraid. There's no stigma around that at all. It just wasn't the route for me at this specific time, but do not feel shamed about that. Please speak to a medical professional and do what's best for you. Okay, that's all from me today, guys. I hope you guys have an amazing week, an amazing time. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'm on the road to 300, and yeah, wishing you guys all the best. Bye.